Ngā reo e rau rangatira mā tēnā tātou katoa, and welcome to UFC on Sky. Ko Ravinda Hunia tōku ingoa. Joining me in studio today, UFC's newest light heavyweight, Navajo Stirling. Kia ora e hoa, welcome back to the desk.
Kia ora, it's good to be here.
Look, congratulations, mate. We were sitting here in studio last week, watching you fight on the Dana White Contender Series, watching you just absolutely dismantle Philip Latu in the most respectful way possible. But getting the win, and not only getting the win on that stage, but gaining yourself a UFC contract.
Yes, I felt like, we were talking about it for so long, you know, the big hype, and I'd been in here 2 times beforehand, and now to be in here to say that, you know, I'm a UFC fighter now, it feels really good. It feels like I wasn't crazy. So, yeah.
Look, one thing we were talking about off camera, and I think a lot of people noticed this about you, was how cool, calm and collected you were in that fight. So talk about the build-up. I mean, this was the biggest moment of your fight career to date, but you just seemed to not only own the cage, but own the room as well.
Yeah, I think it's just like all those years of me constantly being a big, like a big time fighter, like main event. I've been a main event on every single card that I've ever fought on. I've been hyped up to being a prodigy for so long, all my years of martial arts, and I've taken that pressure and put that on myself. So when I obviously took it with grace, and all the hype and pressure. I feel like a lot of guys would fold. I was like, I've done this so many times. It's just super normal for me, and you know, I credit a lot of that to, you know, all the big King of the Ring fights and all of that I had, and all the interviews I'd done for those. It was almost like, for me, the way I treated every fight I had leading up to this. Every fight I've had is a Dana White's Contender Series fight. It's the fight for a UFC contract, because it really is. It really is. Like, my last fight before this one in Melbourne was a huge fight. That was the fight for me to get the shot on there, and it's the same thing. Like, I can't just win straight by. I have to show how elite I actually am, and I feel like, it's just easy for me now.
Navajo Stirling, 26-year-old, he comes from New Zealand, from the acclaimed City Boxing Camp, and he has so much confidence. He said, I'm going to be one of the best fighters of all time. You'll see, I will pass with flying colors tonight, knock this guy out, make it look easy, and you guys are going to want to remember my name.
Latu here, pushing forward, getting aggressive. Only thing that you can point at as being a negative is just a lack of experience.
There's the strength of Latu just tossing Stirling.
Whoa!
Good night! One-punch knockout for Navajo Stirling!
Someone needed to own tonight, to own the evening, the moment, the card, and that's exactly what he just did.
Absolutely, I agree 100%.
The winner by TKO, Navajo Stirling.
Last fight of the night. Obviously, Stirling looked incredible. He's 6'4". He's a true light heavyweight, and he did impress me tonight. He delivered tonight. I'm interested. I want to see what he can do in the UFC. Congratulations, you're in.
What was it like backstage? Walk us, I mean, it was only a week ago. Talk to us about what that environment was like, because obviously you're not the only one there, you and your opponent. There are a lot of other fighters, you know, coming in and out. You were the main event last fight, so you were watching everyone come in and out. What was that vibe like?
It was just like so many, looking around and seeing how nervous all the other fighters were, and, you know, just seeing them go through their rituals and mantras. You know, it was just like, I could just see, I don't know if it's weakness or something, but I just know, like, if I was fighting guys like this, I would run through them 100 times over. And I think the UFC staff could see in my presence that, you know, I was meant to be there, and that I was really going to own the moment. And it was a very lackluster card, and I feel like I did that. And it was even so bad that there was one guy who just didn't even show up. And when I saw a guy that had an opportunity of a lifetime not put his foot forward by even entering the ring, it made me think to myself, you know what, I would with the weight of the nation on my shoulders, I would go out 100 times over knowing that I was going to get knocked out within 10 seconds. I would rather do that than not even show face at all.
What does City Kickboxing provide in terms of that preparation? Because I know you've just gained your UFC contract now, but you've been in camps with, the UFC, talent in your gym. You've been at these big cards before. You're watching everyone prepared. Did that help you, more than anything to be best prepared for this stage? Yeah,
for sure. And I credit like a lot of that to obviously the boys taking me on those trips, and I'd get to see backstage. And honestly, when I was there, I just faked it. Like I was just tricking my mind. I was tricking myself to throwing myself back to when I was fighting on King of the Ring, and I credit like a lot of my success to my King of the Ring bouts. And I mean, I'm in the UFC now. I brought myself up on the local scene here in New Zealand. My whole career I fought in New Zealand. I've done everything in New Zealand. I only fought New Zealand opponents, and now I'm touted as like one of the most elite strikers in the world, and I only ever fought Kiwis. And I would credit like a lot of my PR skills and all of that to all the hype and interviews I did for King of the Ring. It built me up, and it got me it got me more confident on the camera, which is something that like a lot of Kiwis don't really go through. We don't really get to see, and it's like new to us. But it's an American thing, and it's super normal for Americans to see that. And all of the big world title fights I fought on King of the Ring, I just pretended like, and Shuriken Fight Series, I just pretended that those were my UFC fights. When I'm out the back and they have like the TV set up there, that was like me being in the UFC. That's how I always saw it. And I just faked it till I made it, and when I got there, they were like, it was funny, they were filming me and they're like, oh, you got to get used to these cameras. And I was like, oh brother, I've been in front of a camera for the past 3 or 4 years. It's normal, what
you filmed like a Kardashian for a few years now.
Exactly, yeah, for sure. And it's just putting it in your head and manifesting that lifestyle, and just faking it till you make it. And that I 100% believe that was like a huge key to my success.
And I feel like you, Aaron, and this wave of fighters that are coming through now through City Kickboxing have seen that, from the likes of Dan, Kai, Israel, the cameras around, the attention, and having to get that comfortability in front of a camera. And I know that even New Zealanders, yes, but even more so Māori, Pasifika people are a lot more shy and reserved, and let the mahi do the talking. But as you say, in America, it's very much, it's not just about the fight, but it's about the entertainment and how you can capture an audience.
So I definitely feel like with the likes of Israel and now me and Aaron coming through now, there's definitely going to be a culture change, I think, in New Zealand, and we'll be the leading force like for that. And I'm excited because I think like we have so much talent here, but we're just tucked away, we're a little hidden away, and what we need to do is just be a little bit more uplifting and push ourselves out there, because why not, our communities are so small, like we're so worried about what the people down the road are going to think of us, but I know that we have many great people here. Just put yourself out there.
You spoke about having an entertaining fight. Well and truly did that. Not only did you win, not only did you gain a UFC contract, but now you have your debut fight all set up for December. So tell us a little bit more about that.
I'm in the car on the way to the airport, getting ready to head home, and Eugene slid through my way and asked me if I know the guy. I said, probably, I'm not too sure. And then I think we just said yes. Like we just there's no thought about it. Like let's get active. I told myself at the end of last year that I would make my UFC debut 2024, and right to the very end we got one December 14 before the year ends.
Tell us where you'll be, who you're facing.
So I'm going to be on December 14. I'll be fighting in Tampa, Florida, UFC Fight Night. I don't know who's the main fight of that card.
I don't think it's determined.
It's not determined yet, but my bout is locked in. I'll be fighting Tuco Tokkos, 10-4 UFC Light Heavyweight. UFC debut. Let's go.
Now, not only is Navajo Stirling got a fight coming up in the near future, December in fact, his roommate, who is living with him now. Caeden Skipper will be featuring on Arsenal X this weekend, and he joins us now. Kia ora, Caeden, and welcome to the show.
Kia ora, nice to be here.
Now, as I just mentioned, roomies.
Yeah.
So talk to us about this dynamic. How did you end up with this fella?
Oh, well, me and this fella have always been like very tight ever since we both moved here to train at CKB. I actually moved up, and I think 2 or 3 days after I moved up here to train, he moved up as well at the same time. So ever since then, we met each other and started partnering up. We've kind of been mates ever since. And then when he moved out of his last apartment, he needed a roommate. So, and I was moving, trying to find a house at the same time. So it just worked out.
Yeah. No, it was. We just all kind of slotted in well, and we needed a place close to the gym, and I just went to him and my other teammate Maynard, and we just moved together. And it's just been like a really good dynamic for like these younger guys coming in with me. That's why I called up Skipper to move in. And
what did you make? You must have been losing your beep when you were watching him last week.
Yeah.
Contender Series.
Yeah. I've never been that scared to watch anyone.
Right? Yeah.
The closest I've been is watching Israel fight Pereira for the first time in the UFC, but like living with this guy and like sitting in his lounge watching him fight, it was like terrifying. But I had 100% faith in him. I knew exactly he was gonna do what he did, so I trust him. It's still scary watching him.
Yeah. Well, you always have that, right? Because it's just a little bit more than just a teammate. I mean, you love each other. It's family. It's you've got a little bit more on the line and pulling on the heartstrings. So, no surprises there. But talk to us a bit about your journey and what got you into MMA to begin with.
Oh, I started boxing as a little kid, so I was 6. So all I've ever done is just train and fight. And I think once I turned around 11, I started doing jiu-jitsu, and then around the age of 16 I kind of mixed it all and started doing kickboxing when I met my coach Braden, and he taught me just how to put it all together, MMA, and he got me the connection with Eugene Behrman because him and Eugene were longtime friends, and I think once I turned 18 he got me the green light to come to CKB, so I dropped everything and moved to CKB and met Eugene, and I actually lived in the gym on the mats for over 1.5 years, so that's how I started out.
Yeah. How many guys have had that similar story of living on the mats at the gym,
Israel, Bloods.
Yeah.
That's a pretty... I mean, I like to have my own place. I ended up getting a job and paying for my own apartment when I moved up. But it's a dedication, right? Like everyone, that's what you have to do for this sport is go all in, because if you don't, you're going to fight someone that will. And that's why it's like when people ask me, I'm thinking about being a fighter, it was like, you thinking about it, or you know you're going to do it, because you can't have me trying to motivate you or people trying to motivate you. You got to go all in, and you'll see a lot of that at City Kickboxing.
Yeah, I think people have quickly learned that being a fighter and wanting to do very well in it is an absolute lifestyle, right? It's not just a hobby.
Yes.
Depending on how far you want to take it. Talk to us a little bit more about the jiu-jitsu. Obviously, City Kickboxing is not really known for the jiu-jitsu, and in fact is criticised a lot of the time about the wrestling and the jiu-jitsu. But it does, like fighters like yourselves coming through who compete in it. I've watched you compete in the past as well. So talk about jiu-jitsu and your love for that aspect of the MMA.
Yeah, I mean, I started jiu-jitsu as a kid as well. I mean, I was 11 and I started off in full gi, so I went through all my kids' belts, and then I got my blue belt when I was around 16, and I've kind of just stayed on that blue belt ever since. I kind of threw away the gi for MMA and just went to no gi. But I think we have underrated jiu-jitsu, and especially this guy, like, just because you don't see his fights don't make it that far, So, but this guy's grappling is like next level, and his wrestling, and it just hasn't been seen yet. So
I think it's just like there's not really MMA in New Zealand, right?
Yeah.
And you just got to make up what you have. And there's like plenty of jiu-jitsu gyms all over New Zealand, and that was like something that I just dived into because when I was in Wellington, I started off with that, and when I come to city kickboxing, I realized like MMA, jiu-jitsu is just completely different, and all the things that I learned in jiu-jitsu was all it really did for me was make me realize where I'm in trouble on the floor. So that's pretty much it. I think you'll see a lot of that of other people outside of our gym doing MMA all come from like a straight jiu-jitsu and / Muay Thai base, because that's all they really have around. But in terms of city kickboxing, they're the ones that are blending it together at the highest level and keeping up to date with a sport that's constantly evolving. Like there's a new meta every year. There's a new meta every year, and you have to stay up to date, because if you don't, you're just going to get left behind.
Yeah, I had to completely like readjust because all my gi moves didn't work, and there's just certain positions in gi that you can sit in that, like, if you try it on someone like Dan, he's going to punch you in the head.
Yeah.
So it's a learning curve.
Yeah, but a great learning curve nonetheless. I mean, you talk about the striking and how so strong. When we think about, the lineage of combat sport here in New Zealand, we think of K1, kickboxing, boxing as well. So, it kind of but it isn't a new era of evolution for New Zealand fighters, but it's so exciting to see this new wave of fighters coming through. But don't be fooled, whānau. You are very capable on the feet as well. We've watched your fights a couple of times, and you can pick people apart using your hands and your kicks as well. So talk to us about this weekend, Arsenal X, and what we can expect to see.
Yeah, you can expect to see a crazy card, 100%. And I'm headlining this event, which is crazy. It's my first ever main event, but I think the reason why I'm main eventing with a lot less experience than a lot of other people on the card is just because of the excitement when I fight. Like, it's just there isn't a point when I fight that you should look away, because I just come to finish the whole time. And my opponent, Picquiao, he's very good as well, and he's just as much of a dog. And so I think this one's just going to be violent, standing, no grappling in my fight. So.
Yeah,
it's going
I think it's Arsenal. It's such a good thing right now in martial arts in New Zealand, right? Because we're now, like, MMA, obviously, to the casual perspective, is not very. It's not very interesting when it hits the floor, right? And I feel like Arsenal X gives off that vibe, like, right? That it's MMA, it's the cage, it has the grittiness of the cage, the fear of the cage, and the 4-ounce gloves it is very scary. Like, I fought my whole career in kickboxing, and then first time putting the 4 ounces on and dipping in the cage, it's like you're getting locked in with something, and I feel like it's bridging the gap for martial arts to the wider people, the public.
You'll tend to feel a bit sick for him this time.
Yeah, for sure. I'll be ringside there watching and hyping it up.
Ka pai. Well, thank you so much for joining me. And whānau, do not miss that. Arsenal X goes down this Saturday. Caeden Skipper will be featuring as the main event.
Aaron Toe, fighting out of Auckland, New Zealand, grew up in the mountains of northern New Zealand, living off the land with his family at 15. His mom sent him to Australia to play rugby. The coach looked at him and said, you know what, dude, you're not a rugby player, you're a fighter. That's what you need to do.
You know the best thing, bro, is like no introductions, just tap and go.
Sir, you ready? Sir, you ready? Fight! You ready to wrestle? Wrestle hard.
All right, Toe in the red, Smith in the blue.
Range is on, make a miss.
The things that Smith loves to do to people, as well as fight very long behind that jab. He's got tremendous boxing and hand speed.
Oh, nice. Nice feint. It's hard to breathe, when the nose gets runny. That's when it's like hard to make those decisions.
Yeah.
Smart decisions. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Again. Get us back to the fence. Yeah, he's gonna shoot. Yeah, no, nice. Hit him again.
Did you have many people go over with you for that?
Oh, just two of my bros. Will and one of my mates that I went to school with. Yeah. He's hard case. So.
Yeah. Ooh.
Nice. Wow.
That's it. Get him along the fence.
Oh, Taniwha's awake.
Nice. Keep trotting forward. Yes, yes, yes. He's fading now. Right here now. Go. Oh. Nice, nice, nice. Step over.
Nice, nice. Woo.
Oh.
Nice, nice.
Let's go.
Oh, bro.
Come on, man.
Come on, come on.
He's quick.
Take us back.
Wants to stay down there.
Wow, man.
Let's go, Aaron.
Wow, man.
Damn. Tough though. He took some big hits from Aaron.
Yeah, I was surprised.
On the jaw, yeah.
How good his chin was.
Tremendous third round effort from the New Zealander, Aaron Toe.
Okay, whānau, well, we've just watched Aaron Toe. He was fighting live while we were recording this episode of UFC on Sky. I still have Caeden and Navajo Stirling here. Your reactions to this fight, obviously not the result we would have wanted, but what a hearty performance he put on out there.
Oh, yeah, it was... Yeah, just gutted, Just gutted. It was like a good fight, and yeah, I think Elijah Smith was pretty good. I think he just edged it out. Just upset, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally understandable. We were talking before how when you're in a stable with someone, it's a bit more than just a teammate going out there to perform, right? What are your reactions, Caeden?
Yeah, same. It's pretty gutting, but especially seeing the way that the fight was going in the last round, because you just know that if it went on any longer, 2 more rounds, 5-round fight, Aaron was really starting to cook him. And
well, hopefully it gives you a bit of fuel in the tank for this weekend.
Hyped me up, like seeing him like scrap like that. That's how I want to fight. I want to fight like dudes like this, and like how exciting was that?
Yeah.
So
it was.
That's like my kind of inspiration.
Absolutely. Yeah, that is a great way to look at it. Navajo, I wanted to get your thoughts on Aaron Toe, the way he carries himself. He's a proud Māori from Aotearoa, New Zealand. He went out there for the first time we've ever seen Mataora on the world stage. I wanted to get your thoughts. It is Te Wiki o Te Reo Māori. You're Māori as well. All of us here are Māori. So, what are your thoughts on that aspect of him?
Yeah, I think, we need more outspoken Māori. I think that's it. Like, we're the ones taking our culture to the world, so when I lose, he's done like a lot for, our culture, and I'm proud, proud to be Māori as well, and there with him. Yeah, absolutely. And, no matter that result, Aaron, as we are, the nation is 100% behind you. I'm very proud of that performance. Korua, thank you so much for joining me. All the very best with your fight at Arsenal X. Don't miss it, whānau. Get on over there and have a watch Saturday, the 21st of September. Navajo, you're only moments away from jumping into camp to make your UFC debut, so plenty of things to look forward to for you both. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ka pai. Thank you so much for joining us, whānau. Until next week, hei kōna mai.
Kia ora Aotearoa, kia kaha Te Wiki o Te Reo Māori.
Kia ora te whānau, Kaikara France, UFC Flyweight. Te Wiki o Te Reo Māori, it's official Māori language week. It's never too late to jump on the reo waka and learn the indigenous language of Aotearoa, New Zealand. Kia kaha Te Reo Māori. Mauri ora.